Natural Selection Entertainment presents 10-time Mass Extinction Award winner Sylvester Stallone, starring in Coho 3, Darwin's Soldier.
Hey, what's up you guys? This is Steve from Natural Selection Angling. Today we're gonna make some weapons grade coho baits. I'm gonna start off with these clear blanks and we're gonna sand them and wipe them down with alcohol. And this blank's got foil on the sides, so we gotta treat it a little bit different. We're gonna sand the top and bottom a bit, and then we're gonna clean the sides with alcohol. Now these guys, don't sand these. Don't even try to sand them. We're gonna clean them with iso alcohol only. And I'm gonna teach you a method to get paint to stick to them. I'm evaluating a new blank supplier here, and you'll see throughout the video, it's not, it doesn't go great. Okay, but you'll see me checking these baits carefully at every stage. And I'll have some feedback about that soon. Now, if you got here without watching the last video, which is about selecting the correct body baits for spring coho, make sure you go back and watch that video right here. Then you'll know why we're making these. These metallic baits seem to have many of the typical defects that are present on this type of bait, little dimples and stuff like that. They're not too bad. Several of them I just couldn't use at all and had to get credit for them, but a few of these are okay, and I'm moving forward with the ones that I can use. So I sanded the bills on these, and now I'm cleaning them up with alcohol. I'm going to tape these off for paint. You can tape them the way that you like. This is the way that I do it. I tend to tape them off completely, but you can paint the bills or you can tape them off halfway, whatever you prefer. But I think this is the neatest way. It's the most presentable finished product. And I'll just snip off any excess tape to make sure it doesn't cause me a problem later, stick to something or get in the way. All right, these are all taped off and looking good. I'm going to start with a coat of white primer. And we're going to apply this with our cheap dump gun. It's a 0.5mm nozzle. And this is what they look like when they're primed. And this is what they look like after UVLS. I'm starting to notice with these foiled baits, they got some problems. And there's, primer reveals a lot. So I can see issues with this bait. Okay, the chromies. What we're going to do with these is we're just going to spray them with UVLS to start. And the way that I do these is I don't overlap the spray. So I get a clear coat, I frost it. And this will allow paint to stick to it. Can you see the frosting? All right, let's sling some fluorescent paint here. I like to start with the light colors so they don't get fouled by the dark colors. I only showed you the first coat here, but I did extra coats of this as needed and just dried it with a hairdryer in between. Right, coming back with the next color, paint this tail on this jointed bait. I'm just trying to keep the overspray from getting on the other half of the body. I mean, it's probably going to happen and it'll probably look pretty cool anyway, but just be aware of your overspray. Now I'm painting the sides pink here, but you'll see that I'm not overlapping the fluorescent yellow. I don't want to muddy these colors up and I don't want to see a blended color. I want it to go right from yellow to pink. You can see the gun just spit on me pretty hard there. That's the symptoms that you got to clean the gun. And after this bait, I will do that and come back with a much better clean gun and easier spray. You can see what it's doing, causing me to, wipe off little particles. All right, so now it's cleaned up and refreshed, and we'll finish the pink. Okay, now we'll come in with the orange here and get the back of this bait. And again, I don't want to overlap the colors. I want good distinct colors here. The more I paint this one, the more problems I see with it. And I'm going to keep working on it, but I'm just going to see what I can do with it. And by the end of the video, it's going to look like it just stumbled out of a Diddy party in the morning, man. I like the way this one's coming out. It's looking good. Okay, I'm going to come in here with the orange, and again, I'm going to be careful not to overlap the spray. I'd rather have it a little bit white in between, because that looks pretty cool too, but you'll see when you overlap the colors, they're obviously going to blend according to what the color wheel tells us, but too many and they'll just start to turn brown, and I don't like that. Now to clean the gun thoroughly and then come back here and put the fluorescent yellow back in for the head of this bait. I forgot to do it before. Okay, so, we got lots of problems here. You can see in the foil, there's striations, there's divots and pits in the top of the blank. This one's the non-foiled version, but I do see it does have some issues with the seam on top. All right, now we're moving on to the metallic baits, and we're going to spray these with alcohol ink. And the only way this is going to stick is it's going to stick to that UVLS. So that's what's going to get tinted here. If you spray this straight onto the chrome bait, it's not going to tint, it's going to run off. I'm just going to spray a nice coat on the bellies, and I'm going to bring it up the sides a little bit because you'll see that I'm going to do the backs in blue, and I'm going to let that overspray come down the sides and meet up with the yellow overspray from the belly to give me some green on the laterals. Now I'm using the same technique here on a clear blank to show you what that looks like, and it's pretty cool. I do this often. Make sure you select the blank that has no defects though, because everything will show. Okay, now we're going to come in with the blue. That's a really nice, rich blue, and it'll get very dark if you continue to hammer away at it, but I'm going to keep it like medium shade. I'll get this little baby boy here. This is a Flicker Shad 5. It's just absolutely deadly on spring coho. I would not leave the house without a number 5 in the box. Okay, now I'm going to apply some purple to this gold bait, and this is going to come out way darker than I wanted it, and it's going to have severe bleed through later, even through UVLS, and this is going to become another Diddy party bait. I'm just going to do whatever I want to this thing, use it and abuse it, and put it away wet, just to see what can be done.
Hello, sir. I believe you might know something about...
Oh, perfect. You're right on time. Come in, come in. Hurry up. My guests are getting impatient.
Okay, so I did a UVLS over top of all my work here, and that's going to be your bleed checker for these inks. Okay, so you have to have a good solid coat of UVLS, or the ink will bleed right through to the white primer that we're applying for the dotting. I'll get these all dotted up in primer first because that's going to make the colors really pop when we apply the colored dots. And I'm just doing all of these in what I call the lottie-dottie pattern. If you make a little mistake here, don't worry, UVLS is going to save you. Just a cotton swab and get the unwanted paint right back off. This thing is soaked with purple ink, and I could see right away the second I put a dot on, it starts to color in with the ink, and then this becomes a contaminant on the end of the tool and bothers me later too, where I have to stop and clean everything. Now this can be a cool effect if you can control it, where you allow some bleed through because you get really cool looking rosettes. Okay, now I'm making a metallic paint. I'm going to use 4030 clear and some 4012 reducer, and I'm going to use this white metallic mica flake. I'm going to add this over the top, and I'm also trying at this point in time to seal those dots that I just painted on with UVLS and this mica paint. But I think in retrospect, I would have done another coat of UVLS for reasons I'll explain later when we get closer to the finish. As you guys know, the way that we do things on this channel is super inefficient, and it seems like every time I try to challenge that and gain some efficiencies, it just makes the result suffer. So I think it's best just to keep it slow and steady and do it the way we know it works. But this looks pretty hot though. All right, looking good. You can see it's got a yellow belly, a blue back, and a little bit of green on the sides, and it's got that nice metallic flake coat on it now. I'm going to put some white primer down on the eyeballs. This is going to be the base for some glowing eyes later. I'm going to use this UV resin and some TechnoGlow Fluorescent purple unencapsulated 30 micron powder. and I'm gonna add some dots to these baits. This is gonna offer some glow and also some contrast. So I set these with the UV torch, and behind the Beware of Steve sign, I have a little stand that's a UV curing lamp, and I'm just putting them under there to cure while I work on other ones. So I'll hit it quick with the torch to arrest it and make sure that it doesn't move and it's got a shell on it, and then I'll let it cure under the lamp. And now you know why I call it the Lottie Dottie. It's a lot of dotting. Looking good though. I'm gonna do the purple dots on the front of this one, but they're not contrasty enough to work with the pink, so I'm gonna use a different color on the tail. Again, if you make a little error here, no big deal. Just get it with a cotton swab, work it back off. This was a little bubble in the UV resin that just popped and made a splatter. Okay, now you can see I'm taking them out of the Easy Bake Oven while I put new ones in. So these are fully cured coming out. Okay, this is TechnoGlow Fluorescent Chartreuse 35 micron non-encapsulated glow powder. And I'm gonna hit all of these blue baits with it, and it's really gonna pop. You'll see each time I put the dotting tool into the resin, I stir it. And you should do that too, because the glow powder will sink to the bottom and you won't have a full load of it on the tip of the tool unless you stir it up. Okay, on to the next. This is TechnoGlow Orange Glow Powder, but it goes on clear, and I'm going to use this for the eyes. Over those white primer spots, I'm going to add a nice liberal dot of this orange glow powder, but it's going to stay clear, so the eyes are going to be white. And here we're dropping in a black pupil. These are nice and beady, these eyes. Okay, that's all done. Now on the baits that have eye sockets, I'm going to apply three-dimensional glowing eyes. I'll stick these down with a little bit of gel crazy glue, or super glue, I should say. Looking good. It's really cool how these start to come together when you put the eyes on. There's a lot of stuff that I make that at this stage, I just hate it. And I'm saying to myself, I wasted all my time doing this and I hate it. And then when you put the eyes on and you start to peel the tape off the bill, you're like, okay, now I see what's up here. You see, I'm still trying to work with Little Diddy here, the foiled one. It doesn't make it into the final mix just because it gets too diddied up along the way. Okay, now I'm taking the tape off of all the bills. This is the last one. And we're going to prepare for a clear coat. Okay, in the joint of this jointed bait, I've wrapped this up with a rubber band so that it stays straight out and doesn't flop around when I'm trying to clear coat. Okay, we're gonna mix up the epoxy here, and I do it by weight. But if you don't have a complete understanding of how two-part epoxy works, click on this video right here to learn how to get a perfect clear coat every time. Okay, after thoroughly mixing it, I'm going to go ahead and start brushing it on. And this is where you really start to fall in love with what you're making, if you like it. If you hate it, this has no effect, but if you like it already, then this really brings it home for you. I'm starting to see some issues with the microfiber cloths I used before too, the gray ones. They're shedding like crazy and I'm finding fibers all over these baits at the worst possible time. So I'm picking the ones I can get and, you know, just moving on. Okay, 6 hours later, we're coming back for the second coat. And this is what it looks like. Okay, next day, they're in the turner over the heater pad, 75 degrees overnight. And here's what we got, guys. Now, typically, I don't get any artifacts in the clear coat, but I am seeing some here, and it's what I described to you before. There's some fibers that were stuck in there from that lint-free, allegedly lint-free microfiber cloth. And also, when I was telling you earlier about spraying on the metallic mica, well, as I was brushing on the epoxy, little pieces of that came dislodged from the UVLS top coat. Okay, so that's why I would go back and do a second coat of UVLS over the top, because these dislodged particles lodged in other places. And they're so small you can't really see them, but when you put epoxy over them and they form a tiny, you know, dimple, then you can see them. So overall, I mean, they're still fantastic. I would use or sell every one of these, but as an obsessive compulsive bait maker, if I was doing a show, I would sand these lips and then one more coat. I don't even think you can see it on the video though. It's pretty particular to me. I see everything. These are looking really good, man. You see how the shine is really up on them and that they didn't get dull through the process? We didn't do anything to mess up the metallic coat. I always do my eyes like this too. They're little bug eyes. They're like Odie from The Simpsons, the dog. I like them like that. Is that a nice sparkle? So you get nice reflection and shine from the metallic bait itself, but that metallic mica gives a sparkle, a different type of sparkle. It catches the light from all different angles. Okay, so now I have removed the handles and I'm going to lay these out and prepare to put the hooks on. And I can see right on them that they're picking up fibers from these gray gloss. It's so annoying. Now before clear coat, I put a rubber band around this joint to keep it stiff and straight during clear coating, and then I just cut it out with a razor, and you can see it looks great. I'm just gonna clear off the hook hangers. What happens is, you know, you paint them and then you put the handle on for clear coat, and that'll kind of like mess up the paint on the hook hanger, and then you want to just get that off of there. And a little bit of color got into the joint here, so I'll just take that right out. And there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and hook these up. They're gonna get mostly VMC number 6 2X strong hooks and number 4 2X 45-pound rings. Now, there's an exception to this, and that's on the larger baits. I'll put a number 4 hook on the front and a number 6 on the back. And for the bigger wiggle wart, the hook hangers are huge on it, and it's a much more muscular bait, so I'm gonna use a pair of 4s on that one. All to plan so far, guys. I'm getting rid of these smaller rings, and I'm going to go to number 6 rings here that are heavier and will easily handle a number 4 hook. But there's the baby boy. And here's the finished product, guys. I mean, what's not to like? You think these aren't gonna get smoked repeatedly by Coho? Well, I got another story to tell you if you think that. Look at these guys. As a maker, you gotta have pride and quality, man. If you're gonna give these to someone else, they gotta pass every test. If they're just for you, boy, they could be a lot worse than this and still fish just fine. And look at that clear coat sparkle. That's the bell of the ball right there out of the colored ones. That one came up really nice, man. All right, so there's the full spread. And then let's check them out under a UV lamp. They are popping. Watch what happens when the lights go out, guys. Isn't that cool? I almost used that for it there. It's pretty dang cool. All right, y'all. This was a great one. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the alert bell so that you don't miss the next episode. See y'all later.